please all rise. Orange County Municipal Court is now in session. The Honorable Brian remains presiding. All those having business before the court, draw near and you shall be heard. God bless the great state of Ohio and this honorable court. You may be seated.
The first, I'm acting Judge Brian Cummings, appointed by Judge Capper. The first grouping of cases we're going to be doing are review hearings. So if you're in the hallway and you have a review, go ahead and make sure you're in the courtroom.
You have a review hearing in the courtroom now. Review hearings in the courtroom now.
As I call your name, please step up to the table to your right. Jonathan Adams, Destiny Anderson, Shauna Bragg, Emily Ann Ricker, James Conley, Denise Faulkner.
Everybody needs to scoot together. Everybody needs to have a seat that's in the courtroom. So everybody needs to scoot together. Everybody needs to have a seat.
Okay, we hear your name step forward. Jonathan Adams. This is case number TRD 15-1263 CRB 15-832, and TRD 14-861 was set for review. It looks like we still owe 30 hours of community service, and you still got some fines to pay off.
Yeah, I'm going to make a payment today.
Okay, how much are you going to pay today on your fines?
40.
Let's see, I've got it. We'll set your next review hearing for February 26th at 9 a.m.
Okay. I did. Thank you.
Jonathan Adams. You're clerk.
Oh.
Jonathan Adams.
Yes, ma'am.
That's me.
Oh. Put them all back together. Destiny Anderson. Okay. This is case number TRC 22-2665 A and B, State of Ohio versus Destiny Anderson. The review hearing set today at 9 a.m. Ms. Anderson has failed to appear due to a bench warrant issue. Shauna K. Bragg. Case was State of Ohio versus Shauna K. Bragg, CRB 23-680, set for review hearing today at 9 a.m. Ms. Bragg has failed to appear. There will be a bench warrant issued. Emily Ann Bricker. Okay. So State of Ohio versus Emily Bricker. Case number CRB 23-601, set for review. I have been handed an update from Hometown Recovery. It's a good report, Ms. Bricker. Continue doing what you're doing there. It looks like you just have a balance on $110, and it looks like it's court costs.
Right, I'm going to set up community service probably this weekend.
Okay, great. I will set you a new review hearing date for 2/26/24 at 9 a.m. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
James Conley. This is State of Ohio versus James Conley, PRC 222720 A-B-C. Set for review today. Mr. Conley, you still have community service to do and some fines and court costs to pay off.
Yes, sir. I just got off my 90-day probationary period at my work, so now I have every other Friday off. I didn't have a chance to, where I got this new job, I didn't have a chance to do any community service. I just understood that I can do it throughout the weekend too. They do like a 2-hour thing on the weekend, so I'll be able to get that. Oh, I got to do it in Scioto County, by the way, too. We've talked to the probation officer or whatever, and he's fine with it.
Okay. So when is your first Friday that you plan on doing community service on?
I was going to do it today, but it'll be next week.
So by next Friday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to set you a new review for February 26th, 2024 at 9 a.m. And I'm going to order you to have community service done next Friday. So that you're telling me that you've got some community service to do and that you've got time to do it, so I'm going to order you to have some of your community service done by the time you come back.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Denise Faulkner. This is State of Ohio versus Denise Faulkner, PRC 211532 A and B. Set for review today. I have just been handed an update report from Hometown Recovery and Counseling. Fantastic report.
Thank you.
Looked like it initially, it was a little bumpy, but you've gotten there.
Been a long time.
So sometimes that's what it takes.
Exactly.
That is a great report.
Thank you.
Looks like the only thing you have left is fines and court costs.
No, I done paid it off.
Okay. Oh, I see that. So
Yeah.
what we will do then is I'm going to set you one more review hearing simply because you're almost ready to graduate, but not quite there. I'm going to set that for the 26th as well at 9 a.m.
Okay.
And if all goes well, at that point, your case should be closed out.
All right. Thank you.
You've done great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brian Finley, Jonathan Carr, Elizabeth Hoffman Howard, Thomas Jarvis, Benjamin Lester, James McClaskey.
Brian Finley.
Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus Brian J. Finley, PRC 23-153 A and B. set for review today. Mr. Finley, it looks like you have 30 hours of community service to do, and you still have a significant amount of fines to be paid. It looks like your case is pretty relatively new on the review docket, though.
Yes. I'm actually, I'm OR'd on my other case to TCC in Franklin Furnace, doing a 90-day inpatient.
Okay.
So it'll be at least another probably 90 days before I can get employment upon completing that and start the fines.
Okay. Do they allow you to do community service while you're in that program?
I'm on an ankle monitor.
Okay.
So I'm on, it's a total home confinement.
Here's what I'll do on yours. I'm going to set you another review hearing date. And it's going to be April 1st.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jonathan Hart. This is State of Ohio versus Jonathan Hart, case number CRB 16926. Set for review this morning. Mr. Hart, looks like you've still have 42 hours of community service to do and some fines and court costs.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. Looks like that at some point you've done a little bit of community service, 18 hours, but I don't see anything paid on your fine.
I haven't been able to make a payment yet, but as soon as I start work, I'll be able to. I recently just had those community service hours faxed in. I haven't had a whole lot of time on my hands where I'm doing outpatient and stuff right now, and I just currently moved to Kentucky, so if I could have a little bit more time, I'll be able to get it knocked out.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set you for February 26th for review at 9 a.m. And I need to see at least a minimum of a couple days community service done within that time frame. This is an older case, and there's no reason for it to still be hanging out there this long.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Elizabeth Hoffman Howard is the State of Ohio versus Elizabeth Hoffman Howard, case number PRC 22-164 A and B, and PRC 19-3458 A and B, and it's set for review. Just been handed an update report from Path Integrated Health. It's a good report.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I may, I believe she's being monitored by the Common Police Court also, probation.
Okay. It looks like you still have 18 hours of community service to do on one case and some fines, as well as, yeah, 18 hours of community service and some fines. Do you have a payment today?
I have a very small payment, like maybe $16, but the reason for the community service last court date, the judge was like, let's wait till the holidays and then I'll start after the 1st. Okay, my car broke down and it's at Dawn Hall. So I am trying to like call friends and see if I can't get here tomorrow and try to get that done, at least. It's just struggle without a car.
Okay. I'll reset you for February 26, 2024 for review at 9 a.m.
If I may, Ms. Hoffman was ordered to do community service. The judge never did say after the 1st.
Oh, no. We were just talked about, like, he said, well, you need to get on it. And he said, you need to start getting on it.
Here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to order you to do community service by February 26th. I'm
Okay.
going to make a note on the file for that.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't mean to say like maybe that came out wrong. Sorry. How many hours are there?
You have 18 hours remaining, and then once those are completed, you can also work off your fines and costs on community service as well at, I believe it's $50 per day.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thomas Jarvis.
Yes, sir.
This is State of Ohio versus Thomas Jarvis, case number TRC 239728B. Set for review. And it appears that Mr. Jarvis, you still have 60 hours of community service and significant fines to be paid in this matter. Looks like this is your first review.
Yeah, I'm gonna be paying all my fines today,
Okay, how much are you gonna pay?
$200. And then as for the community service, I'm hoping I can make it up here next week to get started on it, because I haven't started it yet. And then he also had me down for counseling, and I have done my intake through Prestera. I had to send them my court orders, so I'm waiting on them to get back to me when they can get me in with a counselor to get started on that.
Okay. I'm going to set you for March 29th, 2024 for review at 9 a.m. I'm going to note that you're going to make a $200 payment today. And when you come back for your review, bring a progress report with you.
Okay.
From the council.
Okay, do I need to speak with probation or anything before I leave? Because I think he had me on probation, but I wasn't sure.
He can.
You can if you would like, but you certainly need to speak to the clerk to make your payment.
Yeah, I just didn't know if I had to check in.
Then you probably want to verify that with Mr. Bailey on probation.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you. Benjamin Lester. State of Ohio versus Benjamin Lester. Case number TRC 10-139. Case number TRD 09-114 and CRD 09-31.
Your Honor, if I may, he turned community service in this morning. He turned in over 200 hours of community service. He owed 60 hours of mandatory community service, so I've entered that 60. I have not took off any for the fines yet, so his file is definitely not up to date.
Okay. All right, Mr. Lester, that is good. That may be enough to actually close out your file at this point, but what I'm going to do is, until we can get it in and calculated, I'm going to set you another review hearing for February 26th at 9 a.m. And in the event that
It will not.
It will not close it out. I owe a lot of money.
it's a significant amount.
I talked to him this morning about it. And it will
Yeah,
not-
that's not even a touch, even close.
We'll at least have an update.
Yeah.
You've made a significant dent in it, though.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
James McClaskey.
Yes, sir.
This is the State of Ohio versus James McClaskey, case number TRC 19-975, A, B, and C. Set forward for review.
Your Honor, if I may, he's turned in 3 days of community service to Municipal.
Okay.
And there's more, and they just gotta go through the paperwork. They've been putting my days under my boys.
You've also still have a significant amount of fines left in this case.
Yes, sir?
Is there anything you can pay on your fine today?
Nah, I won't have no money till Monday.
Okay. I'm going to set you a new review date for March 1st. at 9 a.m.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
James McClellan, Heidi Meadows, Jared Nance, Joshua Ramey, Robert Reynolds, Patrick Shanahan.
James McClellan. James McClellan. This is the State of Ohio versus James McClellan, case number TRD 21682. It was set for a review hearing this morning at 9 a.m. Time is now 10:05, and Mr. McClellan has not appeared after being called for, be a failure to appear, and a bench warrant to issue. Heidi Meadows. State of Ohio versus Heidi R. Meadows, case number CRB 23341. And this matter is set for review this morning. All right. I see here that you still have 30 hours of community service.
I did one day, but
One day.
yeah.
I have not received nothing in writing on it. She
Okay.
did call and tell me she had done today, but
I just had the paper. Did I give that to you?
No.
I don't know what I've done with it then.
See here. You
Here it is. I'm sorry. There's that. I have knee problems really bad. I need knee replacements. And I finally found somewhere I can go to get it done, and it'll be done here in a week or two. I work 69 to 70 hours a week, but I can get it done because I can go to a shelter to do it. I've already talked to him about it, and I got it okayed.
Okay. I see here you made payment this morning, a $10 payment.
I paid the other day, and it kept pending. I was see how it worked online. I'm gonna make another payment before I leave.
Okay, it came through, and I believe you handed community service hours.
she turned it in one day at community service.
Okay, so Ms. Meadows, I'm going to set you another date of March 1st, 24, at 9 a.m. for review.
March 1st?
Yes.
Okay.
Jared Nance. This is State of Ohio versus Jared and B. Nance, case number TRC 22812 A and B. Just been handed an update report from RRS Counseling.
Your Honor, he's done very well in treatment.
It is an excellent report. Mr. Nance, keep that up.
Thank you.
It looks like you've worked off all your community service. You're just down to, you still have a significant amount of fines and court costs to pay, but that looks like that's all you're down to.
Yeah.
Did you have a payment on those today?
Yeah, I'm gonna put $40 on it today.
Okay. And you can also work off some of that on community service as well if you choose to, at, I believe, $50 per day. So I'm going to set you another review hearing for March 1st at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good work.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Joshua Ramey. This is State of Ohio versus Joshua Ramey, case number PRC 222576 A and B, set for hearing this morning. Looks like we're down to 6 hours of community service left, and that's all you've got left on the case.
Yeah, I was supposed to come in last week and finish my community service, but a tree fell on my house the night before, so foiled that plan. But I should have a ride lined up till I could come in tomorrow and finish it.
Okay, here's what I'll do. I'm going to set you another review hearing for March 1st, 2024 at 9 a.m. If you've got your community service done at that point. By that point, you will make them to the review hearing and your case will be closed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Robert Reynolds.
Oh, no.
This is State of Ohio versus Robert Reynolds, case number PRC 20-510 A, B, and C. Case has been called this morning except for review hearing at 9 a.m. Mr. Roberts has not appeared. It is presently 10:10 a.m. And so there will be a bench warrant issued. Patrick Shanahan.
Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus Patrick R. Shanahan, case number CRB 22-678, set for review. I've just been handed an update report from Brighter Days, Sober Living. It's an excellent report, Mr. Shanahan.
Thank you.
Looks like your community service is all complete. And you're just down to finishing up your treatment. So I'm going to set you another review for March 1st at 9 a.m. Keep up the good work.
All right, thank you.
Okay. The next grouping of cases that we're going to call are arraignments. So if you've got an arraignment today, come in the courtroom. There may be some more filtering in as we go along. On arraignments, you have certain rights before the court. You have the right to remain silent, and everything that is you say in the courtroom is being recorded and can be used against you. You have the right to have counsel appointed if you can't afford it. You have the right to bail, and you have the right to make the state prove each and every element of the charged offense beyond a reasonable doubt. There are 3 pleas that you can enter: guilty, not guilty, or no contest. A guilty plea means you are admitting the allegations are true. A not guilty plea is a denial of the allegations at this time, and if you're going to enter a no contest plea, that means you're not admitting that the allegations are true, but you're not contesting the facts, and then if I believe that the state would have enough evidence to find you guilty, then I could find you guilty. If you are unsure of what you should do, you should enter a not guilty plea. Call the first one.
State of Ohio versus Joseph E. Green, case number TRC 24-151, A, B, C, D, and the E.
Okay. This is State of Ohio versus Joseph Green, case number TRC 24-151, A, B, C, D, and E. You, Mr. Green?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Green, it's alleged that on or about January 23rd, 2024, in Perry Township, you were operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol, drug abuse, or a combination of the two against the Ohio Revised Code 4511-19A1A. That is a misdemeanor of the first degree. The misdemeanor of the first degree on an OVI, first offense, is the maximum penalty is up to 6 months in jail. The minimum penalty is 3 days in jail or 3 days in a driver intervention program, a fine of up to $1,075, a license suspension for up to 3 years. Additionally, you're charged with speeding, which is a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine and court costs. Distracted driving, which is a minor misdemeanor, $150 fine and court costs. Turn signal violation, which is a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty $150 fine and court cost. Driving within marked lanes, which is a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty $150 fine and court costs. How do you wish to plead?
Not guilty, sir.
Okay, not guilty, plea is entered. Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I got to assess your income to make sure you're presently working.
Yes, I am.
Okay, where do you work?
I work for Divine Residential in Ironton.
Are you paid hourly?
Yes.
Okay, what do you make per hour?
15.
How many hours a week do you work?
40 plus.
Okay. Do you have any dependents?
No, sir.
You do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, you make too much money. I'll give you time if you wish.
Yes.
To seek counsel of an attorney. How much time do you think you would need?
At least a month.
Okay.
So that way, because I just got paid, but I had bills and stuff, so at least a month so I can get a hold of an attorney, try to find one, and yes.
I'm going to set this matter for a pretrial on March 26th. Or excuse me, I apologize, February 26th.
At what time?
At 10 a.m. And you can sign a $1,000 signature bond. I'll see you back February 26th.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Gavin Woodyard, case number TRC 24150, A, B, and C.
Mr. Woodyard? Are you Mr. Woodyard?
Yeah.
This is State of Ohio versus Gavin Woodyard, case number TRC 24150, A, B, and C. Mr. Woodyard is present in court today for his arraignment. You have been charged, Mr. Woodyard, with on or about January 20th, 2024 in Perry Township, operating a motor vehicle while under the influence of alcohol, drug abuse, or a combination of the two, under 4511-19A1A, and also 4511-19A1B with having a prohibited blood alcohol content of 0.139. That is first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail. Minimum penalty is 3 days in jail or 3 days in a driver intervention program. $1,075 fine and up to a 3-year license suspension. You're also charged with a safety belt, failure to wear a safety belt. That is a minor misdemeanor. On that, statutory penalty on that is a $30 fine. And failure to control your motor vehicle under 4511.202, minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty on that is $150 fine and court costs. How do you wish to plead?
Not guilty.
Not guilty plea is entered. Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed attorney?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you working?
Yep.
Paid by the hour?
I'm salaried.
Okay. What are you salaried at per year?
I'm up for a year.
Or if you know for a month?
I mean, I'm salaried by day. I make 140 a day.
Okay. How many days a week do you typically work?
6.
Do you have any dependents?
Nope.
You make too much to qualify for a court-appointed attorney.
I figured.
I presume you want time then to to seek counsel of an attorney?
Yeah,
Okay, how much time do you think you'll need?
I don't know, at least a few weeks, probably like 3 weeks.
Okay. I'm going to set this matter for a pretrial on February the 16th at 10 a.m. You can sign a $1,000 signature bond.
Good to go?
State of Ohio versus Brittany Belko, case number TRC 24-144, A and B.
Ms. Balco? Ms. Balco, it is alleged that on or about January 20th, 2024, in Perry Township, you were operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drug abuse against Ohio Revised Code 4511-19A1A, and that you refused the breath test. That is a first-degree misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, and up to 3-year license suspension. Minimum penalty is 3 days in jail or 3 days in a driver intervention program. Additionally, you're charged with speeding, that under 4511.21D1, which is a minor misdemeanor. Maximum penalty is $150 fine. How do you wish to plead?
Not guilty.
Be a not guilty plea entered? Do you wish to be considered for court-appointed counsel?
Yes.
Okay. Are you working?
Yes.
Paid by the hour?
Mm-hmm.
How much do you make per hour?
16.
Is it 16?
16, yeah.
And how many hours a week do you typically get?
40.
Do you have any dependents?
3.
Okay, you qualify for appointed counsel. I will appoint Attorney Luke Steyer to represent you. Mr. Steyer, would you be available on February 9th?
I believe so, I'm not certain of that. February 9th. I am available that day.
Okay, I'm going to set the pretrial for February 9th at 10 a.m. And Ms. Balco can sign a $1,000 signature bond.
Okay.
So I'm going to grab the file, come out and talk to you. You wait for me in the lobby, I'll be out there in a few minutes.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, just wait in the lobby.
State of Ohio versus Allison Hill, case number TRD 24-132. Allison Hill.
This is State of Ohio versus Allison Hill, case number TRD 24-132. Allison Hill.
No answer, Your Honor.
Okay. Matter was set for arraignment at 9 a.m. The time is now 10:24 a.m. Ms. Hill has been called for repeatedly. She has failed to appear, so a capias will issue to the State Highway Patrol.
State of Ohio versus Stephen L. Stanley, case number TRD 24-152, A, B, C, and D.
Mr. Stanley?
Yes, sir.
This is State of Ohio versus Stephen L. Stanley, TRD 24-152, A, B, C, and D. Mr. Stanley, it's alleged on January 23rd, 2024, in Fayette Township, you were operating a motor vehicle under, or you were operating a motor vehicle under suspended license. Iowa Revised Code 451011. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail. That $1,000 fine. That you committed an offensive hit skip against Ohio Revised Code 4549.02. That's a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine, and I believe up to an optional 1-year license suspension. And that you were speeding, that you failed to assure clear distance between yourself and another vehicle against ORC 4511.21A. And that you were also operating a motor vehicle with fictitious plates, 4549.08. The assured clear distance offense is a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty $150 fine. The fictitious plates is a first-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, and $1,000 fine. How do you wish to plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, not guilty plea entered. And it appears that since there's another vehicle involved in this accident, Mr. Hill, do you have any information on this case? This is Stephen Stanley.
Don't have that file out here, Your Honor.
Okay. It's a assured clear distance, hit skip, and fictitious place and license suspension. Would there be any input that you would feel would be appropriate at this time?
I don't have anything to say until I can look at the file. I mean, these are things that we'll find out about, especially if there's another vehicle that's been damaged or whatever. We need to know about insurance and things of that nature.
Okay. Mr. Stanley, I'm going to set this matter for do you wish to be considered for appointed counsel?
Yes.
Okay, are you working?
No, I'm disabled.
Okay, I will appoint Attorney Roger Smith. Okay. I'm going to set a pretrial for February 9th at 10 a.m. Mr. Stanley, since you appeared to sign a $1,000 signature bond.
Yes. Yeah. I'll call you till case before night. Okay.
State of Ohio versus Adam E. Daniels, case number CRB 2260, CRB 2658.
This is State of Ohio versus Adam Daniels, CRB 2260, CRB 2658. Mr. Daniels has appeared this morning after it looks like he missed a review hearing.
Yeah, it was Friday, it was snowing. I'm in drug court in West Virginia, and everything was closed over there, so I would assume it was closed over here.
Okay. I'll accept your explanation on that. If it doesn't look like there was a warrant issued at that time, if there was, I'm going to order it to be recalled.
Now, it's happened before, cause, you know what I mean, cause I'm in the program over there, so sometimes something comes up, but he always gives me a week, you know what I mean, to get over here prior.
Looks like you have $135 left on the CRB 2260 case and $260 left on your CRB 2658. Is there anything that you can pay today?
I made a $40 payment this morning.
Okay. I'm going to set you another review for March 1st at 9 a.m.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Alicia R. Clay, case number CRB 20268.
Ms. Clay? State of Ohio versus Alicia Clay, CRB 2268. And it looks like you missed a review here, is that correct?
Yeah, my great-grandma brings me and she couldn't get out of her parking lot.
Okay. Do you admit that you failed to appear for the review hearing?
Yes, I called the court.
I'll accept your explanation on that.
I made a payment today of $20 and on my way here I paid $50 online, but she said it may take a couple days.
Okay. Looks like you still have a balance of 15 community service hours to be done. So you'll need to work on that, and it looks like you're down to just, I think, 200. Payments aren't showing yet, so it looks like if that's accurate, you'll be down to a little over $200 left on funds. So I'm going to order that the bench warrant be recalled and set you a new review date of March 1st, 2024 at 9 a.m.
So they did issue a warrant? When I called her, she said they would wait 7 days.
That is usually what happens. I just want to make sure that you don't, if there was one that somehow issued.
Okay, thank
I
you.
wanted to make sure that that gets taken care of.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Everett C. Dean, case number CRB 22324, PRD 2230, A and B, PRC 213371, A, B, C, and D, CRB 141013.
Mr. Dean? Looks like you were set for a review hearing on January the 6th, and you didn't appear for that review hearing.
Yes, sir. I was in jail in West Virginia, and they put me on home confinement to a rehab, and I was in rehab for 6 months.
Okay. Well, it looks like you still have a pretty significant amount of things that you owe the court here.
Yes, I've been paying $40 a week
Okay.
since I got out.
What I'll do is I'm going to set you another review hearing for March 1st. At 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Kimberly L. Jones, case number TRD 213291, TRD 211146, A and B, TRD 211057, PRC 21206, PRC 202686.
Ms. Jones?
How are you doing?
You're all right. How about yourself? Looks like you missed your...
I need a copy of that if you don't care.
Your Honor, I feel like I need to continue to do the counseling. I asked him for a release letter, but that's been a couple of weeks ago. And I've got a couple of issues that's unresolved.
Okay, I've been handed an update report from Marshall Health.
Yeah, it's ProAct.
Which indicates that you have elected not to continue your treatment.
I can't hear you. I cannot hear you.
Okay. I've been handed a update report from Marshall Health, Division of Addiction Sciences, and they've indicated that you've decided to discontinue your treatment.
Right, but I changed my mind. I feel like I need to go a little bit longer, because I got some unresolved issues I need to deal with. I've been going almost 2 years straight.
You have anything to pay on your fines?
Yeah, in a couple of days, I'll get some rent money coming in.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'll have her taking this back, and we'll recall this case later in the docket.
State of Ohio versus Keith Cooper, case number TRC 21-121 A and B, CRB 21-288.
Mr. Cooper?
Yes, sir.
This matter is State of Ohio versus Keith Cooper, TRC 21-121 A and B, and looks like you missed a review hearing, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I had wrote down the 27th instead of the 22nd. That's why it didn't appear. Mr. Sowers called me about 10:30 on the 22nd and informed me that I had missed court, and by the time I could get a hold of someone to get a ride, it was already noon, sir. So I called him back, and then he said to just appear Friday and let him know when I got out.
Okay.
And I did pay the rest of my OVI fine off this morning, sir. I have the ticket right here in my hand.
Okay, and that would have been $610?
It was a total of 710, and if you want to see the ticket or anything, there's no one out here to bring it to you.
How did you pay that? Did you pay it online? Or
I walked inside the clerk's office, sir.
Okay.
Inside of the folder on the left-hand side.
Actually, I want to see, I would like to see that. All right, Mr. Cooper, I am going to set another review hearing for you on March the 8th.
March the 8th, you said, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
And if there was a warrant, we'll recall that.
What time was that, sir?
9 a.m.
And you said the 8th? I'm sorry, I just don't want to miss another one, sir.
March the 8th.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Naomi Mullins, case number CRB 181214.
It's Mamie.
Mamie Mullins?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Mullins, it looks like you missed a review hearing.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, my mom had custody of my kids and she physically abused them, so I've been dealing with CPS and just got them back into my custody. And it's been a lot trying to keep up with their counseling. One of my children is very medically fragile. So just trying to keep up with everything, and I completely forgot, I'm not gonna lie to you. And I called on Monday and they said I'd forgotten to show up today.
Okay. Looks like you still have $323 left on this case.
I made a payment on Monday.
I
Online.
see that. Okay, I see that.
How much of that can I work off doing community service? I've set it up to do every Thursday to work off as much as I can.
$50 a day, I believe you have to get with Mr. Major on that, but I believe you can work the whole thing off.
Okay.
Everything but restitution, Your Honor.
So I'll have you back on March the 8th, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Urban No Gonzalez Cordova. Case number CRD 241557. Gonzalez Cordova.
This is case number TRD 24-157, State of Ohio versus Urban Cordova. One more time, Urban Cordova. Mr. Cordova, prior to coming on the record, I was informed that you speak English. Okay. I'll do it like translate for it. We're going to need to get a translator from the Supreme Court.
Yeah, we can get him on the phone.
Okay.
So if you want to call him back, and I'll have Dorothy pull it up on my phone.
If you would, just have a seat in the back. Ron, if you want.
Okay.
I'm going to call you back.
We'll recall this later in the docket.
Okay.
Get a translator.
Just, have a seat when we're calling you.
State of Ohio versus Tasha Onowski, case number CRB 17592, CRB 16367.
Okay. Ms. Onowski. This is case number CRB 17592, CRB 16367, State of Ohio versus Tasha Onowski. It looks like you failed to appear for a review hearing. It looks like it was been some time ago.
Yes, sir. I was actually in prison.
Okay. Looks like on one case you just owe $245 in fines and $280 on the other.
All off.
You just paid them
Yep.
all off?
Yep.
Could I? Let's see if that's in there.
Would that be? I don't know.
No.
Okay. I don't know what I am.
Okay. Ms. Analiszki, what I will do then is make sure that we get the looks like your lists are now completed.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Ally Caitlin Hankins, case number CRB 2438.
This is case number CRB 2438, State of Ohio versus Ally Caitlin Hankins. Ms. Hankins is present, and ma'am, it's alleged,
Natasha, when would you like for her to come back?
You said she was completed, but she
Oh, she's
yeah, she had her case
Okay.
paid off. Okay, perfect. Ms. Hankins, it's alleged on or about January 22nd, 2024, that you did purposely deprive Walmart by knowingly property or services by knowingly obtaining or exerting control over said property or services. That is a misdemeanor of the first degree theft, Ohio Rights Code 2913.02. Maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. How do you wish to plead?
Not guilty.
A not guilty plea is entered. Do you wish to be considered for court-appointed counsel?
Yes.
Okay, are you working?
No,
So you have no income?
I'm just staying home with the baby.
I will appoint Tyler Smith to represent you. And I'll let you sign a $1,000 signature bond.
Thank you.
Or excuse me, you've already bonded, your bond will continue.
Oh, okay.
We're going to, Mr. Smith, are you available on February the 9th?
I believe so, Your Honor. I left my phone in the conference room, so I can't check my calendar. I believe if there's an issue,
Okay.
I'll let the court know, maybe we set a different time.
Okay. I'll go ahead and set this for pre-trial on February 9th at 10 a.m.
State of Ohio versus, on a recall, Urban Cordova. Mr. Cordova.
Your Honor, I have a first order on the phone. Her name is Melina. She is language service line of the Supreme Court. Access code is 358-934.
Okay. Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. You may want to have Mr. Okay. We have, this is case number, excuse me, TRD 24157, State of Ohio versus Urban in Cordova. Mr. Cordova is present, and we have an interpreter on the line for him. Thank you.
Buenos días, soy la intérprete. Mi llamada pudiera ser monitoreada para calidad de entrenamiento. Este es el caso TRD 24157 en contra del señor Yuri. Tenemos un intérprete en la línea para usted. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Cordova, it's alleged that on or about January 23rd, 2024, on or about January 23rd, 2024, it's alleged that you were operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license against Ohio Revised Code 451012.
Señor, se dice que presuntamente el día 23 de enero de 2024 usted estaba operando un vehículo motorizado sin una licencia de conducir válida.
Sí.
Yes.
How do you wish to plead?
¿Cómo desea declarar?
Bueno, ese día yo estaba manejando una troca de trabajo y el patrón habíamos ido a almorzar.
I was driving a truck I use for work and we were having lunch.
Okay. Mr. Cordova, I'll need a plea of either guilty, not guilty, or no contest. Plea of guilty means that you're admitting the allegations are true. A plea of no contest means that you're not admitting the allegations are true, but that you're not contesting the facts surrounding those allegations, and that if I find that there's enough evidence in the file, I can enter a guilty finding, and not guilty is a denial. I want to make sure that you understand the possible pleas before the court.
Bueno, lo que se va a necesitar, señor Córdoba, es que usted se declare culpable, no culpable o no se opone. Al declararse culpable, usted admite que los alegatos son ciertos. Al declararse que no se opone, usted no admite que los alegatos sean ciertos, pero tampoco se opone a los hechos que rodean el caso. Y si se encuentra suficiente evidencia, se le puede declarar culpable. Y al declararse no culpable, usted está negando los cargos en su contra. Quisiera que entendiera eso.
And if you're unsure, you should enter a not guilty plea.
Si no está seguro, debería ingresar un acuerdo de no culpabilidad. Yes, I agree because I was the one driving. We have lunch on that day.
Okay. Is that a guilty plea?
Entonces, ¿desea declararse culpable?
Sí, porque yo hablaba manejando.
Yes, I was the one driving.
Okay. Mr. Hill, do you have any input?
We don't take any position on disposition, Your Honor.
It looks like there's an accident report.
And it looks also as if the owner of the vehicle had insurance, valid insurance at the time. And it also appears as if the information was passed on to the other driver.
Okay. I will accept your guilty plea and enter a finding of guilty.
Voy a aceptar su acuerdo de culpabilidad para que se declare culpable.
And it'll be a $50 fine and court costs of $110.
Va a ser una multa de $50 más costos de la corte por $110.
You'll need to see the clerk, take care of that.
Va a tener que ver al secretario si puede permanecer aquí. Inside or outside?
They're gonna take him and show him exactly where he needs to be. And I think they'll need you on the line to communicate as well.
Si lo van a llevar a donde tiene que verlo. Okay, fine.
Thank you. Okay. We're going to start pre-trials at this time. I need attorneys in the courtroom. Pre-trials, all attorneys in the courtroom.
State of Ohio versus Samuel Losey Jr., CRB 23709.
This is State of Ohio versus Samuel L. Losey Jr., case number 23709. Set for pre-trial today, it's Mr. Smith's case.
Get it done and over with, which I'm not guilty.
Judge, I think we have a resolution. I speak with Mr. Hill this morning, and speak with my client. I believe the state is going to seek a conviction with suspended jail time and whatever. I'm assuming a no contact order. Well, no unnecessary contact because they do live across the road from each other, but to the extent we could word it, no unnecessary contact. My client is willing to change his plea to guilty at this time.
Okay. Is that correct, Mr. Losey?
Yes, sir, just to get it over with.
Okay. Mr. Heald.
Your Honor, we made an offer to Mr. Losey that if he pled guilty today, that we would recommend 30 days in jail suspended, no contact order. And we didn't discuss specifically about there being a period of probation, but we would request that, and we wouldn't take any position on reporting and that kind of thing. And we would not take a position on fines or any other sanctions.
Okay. Mr. Smith.
Judge, that is a correct representation of the discussions I had with Mr. Hill this morning. I would ask you to adopt that recommendation as the order of the court going forward.
Okay. The guilty plea, change of plea, the guilty plea entered by Mr. Losey. I will find Mr. Losey guilty. I will adopt the recommendation of the parties. 30 days in jail, all of which will be suspended. A no contact order between the parties. I believe the victim in this is Samuel Lee, or excuse me, James Markin. Be a $150 fine in court costs.
What was that fine?
150.
He's done it twice,
And 2 years of level 4 probation.
I'm sorry, Judge.
2 years of level 4 probation.
Thank you.
What about community service?
No community service.
What's date today?
Today's the 26th, from the 26th.
What about a review hearing?
Go see John Major for you.
We'll set this matter for review.
Probation officer.
April 1st.
Take the fool's bed. It's easy. Paperwork. You got probation.
What was that?
Review April 1st.
At 9 a.m. Mr. Lewis will need to meet with probation before he leaves. And Mr. Hill, did you, I presume you had contact with the victim in this matter as will be required?
Yes, Your Honor, and actually what happened was, originally this was charged as a felonious assault, and the victim at the grand jury said that he did not want it to be a felonious assault, that he thought it should be a misdemeanor, and he also thought that a suspended jail sentence was appropriate, so that's what we agreed to do.
Okay. Mr. Lewis, you'll need to see probation.
Excuse me?
You'll need to see the probation department before you leave.
Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus Cody S. Richardson, case number TRD 231750.
The State of Ohio versus Cody S. Richardson, case number TRD 234750 A, B, and C. There's Mr. Smith's case, Roger's.
Your Honor, this is a case in which we had asked the court to continue it so that we could confirm about insurance issues. This is a hit-skip situation, and we also, so with respect to the insurance, we determined that there is no restitution due. As to the circumstances of the case, it did not involve substance impairment on any kind of substance, alcohol or anything. That was after a highway patrol investigation of the situation. So it was simply a misjudgment on Mr. Richardson's behalf. So our recommendation is 10 days in jail suspended to 5 days of community service. And we would take no further position on probation or other sanctions.
Mr. Smith?
Judge, that is the negotiation I had with Mr. Hill. I discussed it with my client. I would ask you to adopt that recommendation. I understand that the victim advocate has reached out to the other 2 drivers who were involved. They both did have insurance, and there's no restitution owed. They've taken care of that. Now, whether they would sue my client civilly later, that could happen. He understands that. But as far as this court is concerned, they have neither sought restitution for any deduction or anything like that.
Okay. So what plea does Mr. Richardson wish to choose?
No contest, Judge. Stipulation of facts sufficient for a finding of guilt.
Okay. I'll accept the no contest plea. And the stipulation will be a guilty finding. I'll adopt the recommendation of both the state and the defendant as a negotiated plea and recommended sentence. 10 days in jail, all suspended, to 5 days of community service. There will be a $100 fine for costs. And 2 years of probation. And we'll do a review hearing date of April 1st.
April 1st at 9 o'clock. That's your fines,
At 9 a.m.
April 1st, 9 a.m. You'll be back there. Make sure you paid your
And on the B case, it's a traffic signal light. There'll be a $100 fine, no court costs. What is the C case?
It is the red light. The other one is the OA.
I'm not seeing the no on the fine. On the no operator's license, I'll do a $50 fine.
Thank you,
No-
Judge.
No court costs.
I appreciate it.
So $250 altogether in fine, sir?
That's correct.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Y'all have all that paperwork. Good luck.
State of Ohio versus Cody W. Mead, case number TRC 23-152, A, B, and C, TRC 22-1690, A and B, TRD 22-2101, A and B.
All right, this is State of Ohio versus Cody Mead. Case numbers TRC 23-152, A, B, and C, TRC 22-1690, and case number TRD 22-2101. Looks like that Mr. Mead failed to appear at a hearing, on a review hearing, on December 1st, 2023. Mr. Mead, you admit or deny that you failed to appear at your review hearing?
I did.
Okay. And I was provided a copy of a drug screen for today showing that you're positive for THC and alcohol. How long is typically the alcohol show? And fentanyl. Here's what we're going to do, Mr. Mead, on this. I'm going to, are you interested in receiving treatment?
We're looking for outpatient.
Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to recall this case later in the docket, and I'm going to have him assessed for possible for treatment, and then we'll recall this towards the end of the docket. Mr. Lee, where are you living currently? Where are you living currently?
Around Calvin, Massachusetts.
Okay.
South.
Ms. Dement, would you care to do an assessment?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, we'll recall this later in the docket.
Dr. Collier, Mr. Dement. State of Ohio versus Dolores E. Hill, case number CRB 23-568, CRB 23-536.
This is State of Ohio versus Dolores Hill, case number CRB 23-568, CRB 23-556. This is Tyler Smith's case and set as a pretrial.
Any kind of documentation, reports or anything?
No, they said they took my records. No, I'll send it over. I told Christine to send it over here.
Your Honor, is there any reports in the file from Prestera? Where are you going to in Louisa? Where are you going to in Louisa?
No, Prestera's in Huntington.
I know, but where, you said you're also in Louisa.
Yeah, I'm living in Louisa, so
Oh,
it's
you're-
harder to get here.
Okay.
I didn't know when the case was supposed to.
I'm not seeing any reports.
She treats with Prestera. She's currently taking medication, which has been the issue with Ms. Hill. When she's not on her medication, she has some issues. So this is one where we have two different cases, and she's continuing to treat. She said she signed authorization for them to send stuff to the court, and if the court doesn't have it yet, I assume that they haven't sent it yet. So I just asked maybe we set another hearing date so she can continue with her treatment and get some more updated records.
Your Honor, Prestera is really not very good about setting it. Mr. Smith will probably have to call them in person to send the reports.
Okay. Mr. Hill, any input?
It has, in the past, been difficult to get reports from Prestera, although it seems like at other times they've actually sent representatives. So hopefully, Ms. Hill can get us something to show that she is continuing in treatment. And we're okay with the continuance as long as there's a time waiver.
Before the next hearing.
Mr. Smith, when would you like to come back?
Your Honor, I don't have a preference. I mean, it can be another 30 days, it can be less than that. It's up to the court.
How about we come back on, we'll set another pretrial at defendant's request for February 23rd.
Okay.
And Ms. Hill, you're going to need to provide an update report from Prestera at that time.
Okay.
It's going to be incumbent upon you to get that, whereas before it's kind of been relied upon them to send it. That's not happening. It's going to be important for you to produce those documents to show that you are in treatment at that time, or else we may have to go another direction.
Okay, yes, sir.
Your last appointment before the 23rd.
No, what time is it?
10 a.m.
Thank you.
Last appointment before the 23rd at Prestera.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Garrett C. Fetters, case number CR 2431. Your Honor, he has been picked up by Ross County for a copy of this report.
Then I would assume the state will move to dismiss this.
Okay. I'm going to dismiss the matter as we've been provided information that Mr. Fetters was picked up by Chillicothe.
State of Ohio versus Sheena Darby, case number CRB 1449. CRB 13963.
State of Ohio versus Sheena Darby. This is Mr. Steyer's case set for pretrial.
Got a letter here from Lodestar, which is her treatment provider, as well as some pretty extensive records of drug screens. But at least at a quick glance, all look appropriate. May I bring these forward?
You may.
I'd ask that these be under seal.
Any objection to that, Mr. Hill?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, it's a good report. I would agree, and I find that these documents are not public record and shall be entered under seal in the matter.
We're just following Ms. Darby's treatment. We are post-conviction here. This is in the nature of pretrial on review. So I would, do you have any idea when you're going to complete the inpatient portion?
2.5 more months.
So we got a couple more months before she completes the inpatient. I would assume that we'd want to come back maybe sometime in the middle of that, maybe 6 weeks out. Oh, her transportation is better on Fridays than on Mondays.
Okay. Mr. Steyer, are you available March 8th?
I am.
I'm going to, at the defendant's request, continue this matter for a pretrial on March 8th, 2024 at 10 a.m.
Just have them send an updated report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Micah Ross, case number TRC 213080, A and B.
State of Ohio versus Michael Ross, PRC 213080 A and B. This is Mr. Steyer's case set for pretrial.
Can I approach you?
You may.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good. I'll ask you, but it may not be willing to do something that big with being the acting judge, but I'll see what I can do.
Okay, been handed a treatment update from Bethesda Services. That's a very positive, very positive update report.
Thank you.
Well,
She's been inpatient there for, or inpatient, I'm sorry. She's been inpatient there for about a little over a month at this point, about a month and a half. She is under an ankle monitor. Mr. Brown is agreeable that it would be appropriate at this time for the monitor to be removed. I think we're probably getting to the point in treatment where being on the monitor is probably going to be able to hinder her ability to participate. So I'm going to ask that the monitor be removed at this time.
okay, Mr. Hill, any input as to that?
Well, we're probably not opposed to it, except that we still have a pending OVI that needs to be addressed. And I would think that, the removal of the GPS might be better as part of a disposition If they don't want to do that, I mean, we won't take any position on removing it today, but we need to know at this point whether there's going to be a plea or whether there's going to be a trial.
Give me just a second, Your Honor.
Sure.
Your Honor, we're willing at this time to enter a guilty plea to the OVI. The state has agreed that in exchange for a guilty plea, we would not treat the matter as a refusal. And so we're, based on that, I guess it's a first offense, it's really just a sentencing issue, but we would be willing to enter that plea.
Okay. Ms. Ross, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. There's been a guilty plea, defendant's plea has been changed to guilty, there'll be a guilty finding.
We would suggest a delay in sentencing, Your Honor, let her do her treatment, and take that into account as far as the final disposition.
You can, but
I was just
it's better if you talk to me.
Okay, I just wanted to give them,
I know, but that's what we're going to get the monitor off. I know. Okay. We're agreeable to that, Your Honor. We would be agreeable to delaying sentencing on this.
Okay. How far out do you want to go, Mr. Steyer?
Yeah, but she's going to be in treatment until June. I think we're probably still at a time where Judge Capper wants coming back roughly monthly. So about a month from now is the 23rd of February, and I'm on the docket.
Okay, that's what I was going to suggest. I will set this on February 23rd for a sentencing. My understanding is Ms. Ross is going to stay in treatment, and based upon that, she's going to be ordered to continue her treatment between now and then, and we will agreeable to removing the ankle monitor at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, you'll need to speak with Mr. Major before you leave about getting your ankle monitor.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Gregory Wilson, case number CRB 23515.
State of Ohio versus Gregory Wilson, CRB 23515. Mr. Steyer's case, set for as pre-trial.
Are these originals?
Yes, there's one second down there.
Okay. Your Honor, he completed anger management back in November. Is that by chance noted in the file already?
I have a certificate of completion, 18th day of
That's what you wanted me
November.
to make copies
Gregory Wilson, 12 sessions of anger management therapy and anger management for substance use and mental health clients by Samsung. And that looks like that was through Bethesda.
Right. I would ask that be sealed in the record as well. I think the agreement on this was 90-day continuance with the payment of court costs and completion of anger management. It's my understanding court costs have been paid. Anger management has been completed.
I've got a note that the court costs have been paid in this and it has been completed. Mr. Hill?
And we're in agreement with a dismissal at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Case will be nolly at this time. And case will be dismissed at this time and the case is closed.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Shayna Bartram, case number TRC 231827, A and B.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning. This is State of Ohio, Shane Bartram, PRC 2327B. Present is Ms. Bartram. The third counsel, Mr.
Justin Haskamp, Your Honor.
Haskamp.
Yes, sir.
Present with third counsel, Mr. Haskamp. This matter is set for pre-trial.
Your Honor, we are set for a pretrial today, but I believe we've reached a resolution with the prosecution on this.
Okay. Mr. Hill?
Well, it's our understanding that Ms. Bartram intends to plead guilty. If that's the case, we are not opposed to the minimum treatment, and I think we also discussed the fact that we would be willing to ask the court not to impose any additional penalty for refusal. And we're not opposed to driving privileges for work or school or whatever Ms. Bartram needs.
That's our understanding as well, Your Honor. And I believe the Mark Lane's violation would be dismissed as well.
We would do that, yes.
We'll go ahead and dismiss the B case, which I believe is the Mark Lane's violation. Ms. Bartram, what plea would you wish to enter at this time?
Guilty.
So you said it one time.
Guilty, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Change the plea to guilty. There'll be a finding of guilt. Will be a jail sentence imposed of 10 days, all suspended.
You want 20 or 10?
We'll do 10.
Okay.
Suspended to the 3-day driver intervention program. Do a $375 fine. Court costs. There'll be a 6-month driver's license suspension dating back to December the 9th. Two years of level 4 probation. And
To July 26th for this review.
okay. And a review hearing July 26th of 2024 at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, if I may inquire, level 4 probation, what does that entail?
It's a minimal reporting requirement. Typically the probation department, once there is completion of everything, they'll usually either drop them down to non-reporting or will remove them entirely.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. See you back, ma'am, July 26, 24 at 9 a.m. If you have everything completed by that time, you do not need to appear.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Travis.
Thank you, Judge.
And just before you take off, the driver intervention program, we presently don't have one in this county, so she would have to accomplish that.
I sent her the link that's got the county by county list, so we're all good.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge, appreciate it.
State of Ohio versus John D. McCoy, case number CRB 233971A and B, CRB 22426, CRB 2697. John D. McCoy.
Judge, he left a message overnight on my voicemail at the office that he was at a funeral in Georgia He has also called the court this morning and left the same message. So I've asked you for a week continuance, or whatever's convenient with your calendar.
Mr. Field.
Well, we're not opposed to a continuance with a time waiver, and I guess we'd also want some confirmation from him when he comes back that that's really where he was. These cases have been going on for...
Judge, I've asked my office to have him bring an obituary and/or a remembrance card when he comes back to show evidence that hopefully he was there.
He did complete treatment with us and was supposed to bring in his completion certificate today as well, so I'll try to get in contact with him and remind him to bring that in.
At the defendant's request, I will continue this matter to February the 9th. I'll give you 2 weeks, Mr. Morford.
Thank you.
The docket's a little crowded for next Friday already. And
Judge.
we'll also need some proof provided as well.
I do have proof of what he's doing at Pathways, Your Honor, if I may approach.
You may. Good report. We'll be back on February 9th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At 10 a.m. Thank you, Mr. Morford.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Hunter Tooley, case number CRB 23-147. Hunter Tooley.
This is case number CRB 23-147, State of Ohio versus Hunter Tooley. This is Mr. Morford's case up as a pretrial.
Let me get back my notes.
Mr. Morford.
Your Honor, I have not had any contact with him since the last court appearance. He hasn't called and said he's still sick or not in town or anything. I can't tell you where he is.
Okay, Mr. Gill?
We've asked for a warrant to issue, Your Honor.
Bench warrant issue in 7 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Stephen Stapleton Jr., case number CRB 23-428.
So CRB 23-428, State of Ohio versus Stephen Stapleton Jr., and Mr. Morford's case 735.
I just want to make sure he's on. Your Honor, he has a good report there, and we'd like him to continue treatment and finish.
Okay, when do you want to come back, Mr. Morford?
Month, maybe.
Okay. How about February the 26th?
Let me check, Judge. I've got a cost scheduled in late February. I'm free then, Judge.
Okay. At the defendant's request, I'll continue this matter to February 26, 2024 for pretrial at 10 a.m.
We waive time, Your Honor.
And I'll note for the record, there's a time waiver by the defendant. And Mr. Stapleton, you had a good report. Keep it up.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
He
Judge.
pled guilty previously. This was sentencing.
Oh, to sentencing? Okay.
State of Ohio versus David Woodyard Jr., case number CRE 23754.
This is State of Ohio versus David Woodyard Jr., case number CRB 23754. It's Mr. Morpher's case, and looks like it's set for pretrial.
Here's what he completed domestic violence. 30 days suspended and you continue your treatment. Your father does not want you to go to jail. If you prove that, I'll go. Okay. Yep. Your Honor, I believe we have a joint recommended disposition. The state's position, I think, is they want to plead guilty to domestic violence. We would enter such a plea. He would receive a 30-day suspended jail sentence and also continue treatment as a condition of his probation.
Mr. Hill?
That is our agreement, Your Honor.
He would also like to know, Your Honor, if the ankle monitor could come off today.
Mr. Hill?
Well, we're not necessarily opposed to it. I wish we knew, I wish somebody was here from the counseling center. Is there somebody here? Maybe could give us a...
Anybody from TCC here? No luck, Judge.
I have good reports. I passed over drug tests and everything. And I'm going to transitional and finish the program.
We're also going to ask for a no contact order. And then Mr. Woodyard Senior can come in if he wants us to drop it early. As far as the GPS, I guess we want to know if Mr. Woodyard's still in residential treatment there?
I'm at 225 at TCC yet.
Here's what I'm going to do on that. I think I'm going to leave the monitor in place right now, at least until we can get a report. So that can be taken up at another time in the matter. Mr. Woodyard, are you wishing to change your plea today?
I mean, if I can't get the income on the authors, I was trying to, I feel like I want to do it myself. I feel like, you know, they're pushing me to do it. I want to do it myself. Try to feel like I'm not going to leave, you know.
Do you need time to speak with your client, or do we just need to set this for a trial?
And it may be possible to get a report today if somebody were to call there.
We're going to call and see if we can get a report.
Sure, yeah.
Judge, do you mind if we recall this and give him an opportunity to get a report?
Sure, we'll recall this later in the document.
Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio versus Sean Vance, case number CRA 2421. Sean Vance.
This is State of Ohio versus Sean Vance, case number CRA 2421. This is Mr. Morford's case. There's just some jail room. Do we know if this was a waiver of extradition to Indiana and it was signed? Do we know if...
He has been here.
Okay. We received information that Mr. Vance was picked up. He's no longer in Lawrence County Jail. And so this matter will be dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Tyler D. Adams, case number TRC 231866. A, B, and C.
This is State of Ohio versus Tyler B. Adams, case number TRC 23-1866 A and B. Present court is Mr. Adams.
Yes.
He does not have an attorney with him, but we received a message from Mr. Holt that he has been hired in this matter. He's sick and is going to send a motion to continue this matter up. So, Mr. Hill, any input?
Well, Your Honor, I heard from Mr. Holt this morning, and he asked me if I would have an opposition to Mr. Adams' motion for driving privileges being granted. And I believe it's been long enough, and I think that he's entered a written request for that. We would take no exception to that. The court wanted to go ahead and grant the occupation of driving privileges.
I don't have an entry to that. It does appear that it has been long enough. It does appear that it has been long enough for the privileges to be granted, so I would grant them as a matter of course. Did you and Mr. Holt talk about a date to come back, Mr. Hill?
No, we did not.
Okay. Is there a date that you wish to come back?
We don't care. We're here every time.
Okay. At the defendant's request, I'm going to continue this matter to February the 9th.
I need to come back?
Yes.
Okay.
At 10 a.m. for a pretrial. We need to notify Mr. Holt or on the entry for driving privileges and its granted, so if he wants to submit that entry. It'll be signed and we need to notify him of the new date. Keep in contact with your attorney.
Yes.
If that date doesn't work for him, he may request to move it, so you need to keep in contact with your attorney.
So I was talking to him this morning when I was texting, and where I have a Kentucky driver's license, and they're giving me my driving thing back. Do I need to get papers stating that I have to take to the DMV or BMV in Kentucky, or were they already?
That'll be something that Mr. Holt will need to submit.
Okay.
I don't have it in front of me currently, so if you want to contact him and see about a submission on that, we'll take a look at it at the time.
Okay. All righty, thank you.
Thank you.
And, Your Honor, Mr. Holt says that he sent an entry up here already, so.
It may just not have gotten his file yet.
If he sent it, he must have sent it today, it must be out there somewhere.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Colleen Bryant, case number CRB 23657.
This is State of Ohio versus Colleen Bryant, case number CRB 23657. This is set for pretrial to Mr. Stratton's case. I've been handed an update report from Orange County Recovery. Ms. Bryant, this is an excellent report. Your attorney has sent up to file a motion to continue your case today. He couldn't be here. We went ahead and left them on the docket with the understanding that they're going to be granted, that request is going to be granted. But we wanted to make sure that your update got submitted and that if you were here that you knew the new date. So, Mr. Hill, my understanding is you don't have any opposition to Mr. Stratton's continuances. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
As long as there's a time waiver, which I believe that there are.
There is not a time waiver listed on the continuance itself, however, it is the defendant's request, and so I will note for the file specifically that the time is told for the record and on the file that the time is assessed against the defendant if there hadn't been a prior blanket time waiver. Any idea when we may need to come back on this, Mr. Hill?
No, we didn't discuss it. I haven't talked to Mr. Stratton about it, but I think Fridays are the days that he prefers.
Okay. Looks like it's been going out about a month. So we'll do February the 23rd at 10 a.m. I find that this matter is continued at defendant's request. It's going to be a pretrial at 10 a.m. And so any time as a result of this continuance will be assessed against the defendant.
What's the date, Your Honor?
February 23rd at 10 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Jamie Welch, case number CRA 2432.
This is State of Ohio versus Jamie Welch, case number CRA 2432. And as well, just like the other case, Mr. Stratton has filed a request for continuance in this matter due to not being able to appear today, and he has submitted an entry. Mr. Hill, any opposition in this matter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm also going to submit, or I'm also at the defendant's request going to schedule or grant the continuance. I'm going to set this matter for February 23rd, 2024 at 10 a.m. And as a result of the continuance, any time,
What was the date on that?
February 23rd, and any time, speedy trial time as a result of this continuance is assessed against the defendant.
State of Ohio versus Lee Kipp, case number CRB 23211, CRB 21914.
Please.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may. This is State of Ohio versus Lee Kipp. President Mr. Stratton's case, except for pretrial. I've been handed a report by RRS. Okay. Well, Mr. Kipp, it's a mixed review.
Yes, sir.
I won't say it's either good, I won't say it's bad.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to order that you be screened today.
Yes, sir.
At this time. So we'll recall this after Mr. Kipp has been screened.
Yes, sir.
we're gonna do some jail arraignments.
Okay, thanks. Let me take that just a little while.
Okay. We'll come back to the jail.
Your Honor, if I may, I think I was supposed to be in the group that we just finished. I don't know if they,
No, we haven't called you yet.
oh, okay, I was just making sure I didn't.
State of Ohio versus Chastity Seckman, case number CRA 23688, CRB 23689.
There's State of Ohio versus Chastity Seckman, CRA 23688, CRB 23689. It's Tyler Smith's case.
She's here, Your Honor.
Okay.
Make sure she's streaming with OBP. Mr. Municipal, I'm trying to find her. We can call up my other case and then.
We can recall this, and if Ms. Seckman is on premises, I'm going to order her not to leave.
Okay.
State of Ohio versus Tony Walters, case number CRA 23466, CRB 23467, A and B, CRB 2354.
All right, this is State of Ohio versus Tony Walters, and it's Mr. Smith's case set for pre-trial.
Yes, sir. Someone's right.
Yes.
Your Honor, I just showed Mr. Hill some pictures of the property that Ms. Walters is continuing to clean up. It looks like she's making progress. Are you in treatment somewhere? You've completed treatment? Okay. So she's going to need a little more time to continue cleaning up. It's a pretty big mess.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, and so it is taking time. I believe she's doing most of it by herself, so.
What happened to Mr. Curry?
I don't know, I ain't seen him in a month.
So I'd asked another continuance.
Okay.
My daughter's supposed to come today, let me get some trash taken out.
Take some trash out, okay.
Supposed to be.
Roughly when would you like to come back, Mr. Smith?
30 days, or give her more time. We can do another 30 days, Your Honor. She said her daughter's supposed to come help her get some trash today, and hopefully the next time we come back, we'll have a lot more progress.
Okay. At the defendant's request, we'll continue this matter to, are you available March 1st, Mr. Smith?
March 1st, yes, Your Honor.
To March 1st, 2024 at 10 a.m. for another pretrial. And Ms. Walters, I don't see anything in the file indicating that you've completed your treatment.
Should be on file.
So I would just ask that you bring that on March, bring that with you for the file on March 1st.
That's fine, Your Honor. I might
should
have
be
it
on
in
the
my
file.
office. Yeah, okay. We'll make sure you have it.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Lee Kip, case number CRB 23211, CRB 21914.
Okay. This is State of Ohio versus Lee Kip. We recalled this matter after I have Mr. Kip screened. Looks like everything was negative other than THC showing up in his screen. So here's what we're going to do. This was Mr. Stratton's case, and he couldn't be here. And I believe On this one, he wanted it reviewed. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this again for another pre-trial on March 1st, 2024. And that time, it's at the defendant's request, and any speedy trial time, if it hadn't already been waived, would count towards be assessed to the defendant.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I need to make a $50. Can I make sure y'all make a note? I need to make a $50 restitution payment.
Okay, so just, the
Yes, sir.
clerk will take care of that.
I just wanted to make sure. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
When's the next hearing date, Your Honor?
March 1st, 10 a.m.
State of Ohio recalls Chastity Sackman, case number CRA 23688, CRB 23639.
Mr. Smith?
Your Honor, apparently she is no longer on the premises, so
Okay, are you aware of, that she was screened today?
I'm aware of everything, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, I've already talked with her and with Ms. Smith from OVP. I know everything that's going on up to this point. It looks like she's left. She apparently is going to a funeral. I just sent her an email and she responded back, but I'm just going to ask if a warrant's issued. I get 7 days to try to get back in here either Monday or Friday. I don't know what else to do.
Well, I've got a note on the file that the last time she had said that she couldn't appear due to a death in the family.
Yes.
And the note is that there would be a bench warrant if she didn't appear. Today, she has tested positive for at least one very concerning substance and two fairly concerning substances. So there's going to be a bench warrant issued for failure to appear today, and I would like that, based upon what she tested for, expedited to go out as quickly as possible.
What about that?
We can have that go out today. It looks like bond with Mr. Sowers, so we'll go ahead and set a bond forfeiture as well.
I'll notify Mr. Sappel also.
I will set that out on March 1st. And Mr. Smith, if you have any contact with her, it would behoove her to appear here as quickly as possible.
I'm seeing something right now, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, this time we're going to do some jail arraignments.
State of Ohio versus Lester Holland, case number CRB 2440.
This is State of Ohio versus Lester Holland, case number CRB 2440. Present at the jail is Mr. Holland. Can you hear me? Okay. All right. Mr. Holland, can you hear me better now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Holland, it's alleged that on or about January 25th in Rome Township, that you knowingly caused or attempted to cause physical harm to Robert L. Holland, a family or household member, in violation of Ohio Revised Code 291925A, that's domestic violence. It's a misdemeanor of the first degree. Do you understand the charges?
No.
Okay. Well, the state of Ohio has filed charges against you in this matter for domestic violence. The maximum penalty for domestic violence is 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine.
He's not going to be, what is that?
Now, well, sir, just a couple of things. Everything that you're saying right now is recorded. And
I'm going to play together, you know.
here,
Sir,
sir, listen. Sir, stop talking. Listen. I'm going to need a plea from you, whether it's not guilty, guilty, or no contest.
Not guilty.
Okay. Not guilty plea is entered. Mr. Heel, would you like to be heard on the matter of bonds?
Your Honor, we're not opposed to no R bond, except that it looks like Mr. Holland and the victim, who is his brother, live at the same residence. So we'd be asking for a protection order, and I guess we'd want to know that Mr. Holland has somewhere else to go.
Okay. What address would you be going to? Or where will you be going, other than that address? Sir, sir, you said you had somewhere else to go.
Yes, sir.
Where are you going to be going?
Well, can I ask someone else to get some person calling the place that I need?
Well, hang on. So, let's do this.
Let's leave it at 404 and a half State Street, Gulfville.
Okay. Mr. Holland, do you wish to be considered for court-appointed counsel?
Sir?
Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer?
I don't know what that means.
Do you wish to be considered to have a lawyer appointed to represent you in the matter at state's expense?
Yes, I need a lawyer.
Okay. Are you working?
That's not this.
Okay. I'm going to represent, I'm going to appoint Mr. Morford to represent you. And in the meantime, I'm going to give him an opportunity to reach out and to speak with you, and then we're going to recall this case here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Morford.
You're welcome.
We're going to recall Mr. Holland, we're going to recall your case after you've spoken with Mr. Morford.
Sir, I'm going to call you in just a minute.
State of Ohio versus Shannon S. McPherson, case number CRB 3439, and Christopher Toppings is on that.
Okay. Ms. McPherson, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ma'am, this is State of Ohio versus Shannon McPherson, case number CRB 2439. Ms. McPherson, it's alleged that on or about January 25th in Perry Township that you did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm, and it's listed as Shannon S. McPherson. I believe that's probably a typo, Mr. Deal.
I believe so, Your Honor. It should be Sarah McPherson as the alleged victim.
Okay. Are you moving to amend?
We would make that motion.
Okay, it'll be granted. That you on January 25th, 2024 did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to Sarah McPherson, family or household member. That's domestic violence. It's a misdemeanor of the first degree. Misdemeanors of the first degree carry a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and up to a $1,000 fine. How do you wish to plead?
I'm guilty.
Okay, not guilty plea will be entered. Do you wish to be considered for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes.
Are you working?
No, sir.
You don't have any income?
I have disability.
You're just on disability? Okay. I'm going to appoint Attorney Roger Smith. to represent you in this matter. Mr. Heald, is there, you wish to be heard on the matter of bond?
Your Honor, I believe that this is a cross-filing case. I believe that's, let me see, juvenile. Okay. All right, so it appears that Sarah McPherson's also been charged, but it would go to the juvenile court. So we're not opposed to an OR bond, but it appears as if there's going to need to be a protection order, and I guess we would need to know where Ms. McPherson would be going. I don't know their living circumstances as to, it looks like they both live at the same residence, and the victim of this is the daughter.
Okay. Ms. McPherson, could you hear Mr. Heald as he was saying that? Is there anywhere else that you would be able to go presently if you were released from jail?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where would that be?
It would be in Grant County, Kentucky.
Okay. Mr. Smith, I presume there'd be no objection into an OR bond?
No, Judge, if I could get a telephone number when you're not in jail, how can I contact you? What's a good cell number?
740.
Okay.
285.
285.
9058.
9058, okay, thank you.
All right. And Mr. Hill, I believe you'd indicated you wanted a protection order in this matter.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. McPherson, there's going to be a protection order issued presently in this matter. You will not be allowed to go around Sarah McPherson up and at least, or have any contact with of any sort up until at least whether that portion may get resolved sooner than the case, it may not, but presently, as part of that order, you can't have any contact, nor could you have other people contact on your behalf. That's whether it's social media, whether it's direct contact, you can't do that. Mr. Smith, is there a time frame you'd like to come back to?
Any Friday in February. It's better for the court. I'm available any Friday.
I will set this then. How's March 1st look for you, Mr. Smith?
That should be okay. Just let me just double check. Actually, Judge, that's day 2 of a trial with Judge Ballard.
Okay, how about?
Which as of today is still going. We might not, but it's still going as of today.
How about February 23rd?
Yes.
I'll set it then for February 23rd at 10 a.m. for a pretrial. Ms. McPherson, you'll be released from jail later today.
Did you set a bond?
Got a $1,000 OR bond.
And I'll give you a call.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Topping, the Lawrence County Jail, case number TRD 10-2577.
All right, this is State of Ohio versus Christopher Toppings, TRD 10-2577, as you can see. It appears there was a hearing scheduled for November 5th of 2010, and that Mr. Toppings failed to appear for the hearing, and a bench warrant was issued. So, Mr. Toppings, it's alleged.
What is it, Your Honor?
it's alleged on or about October 29th of 2010. And, hang on, sir.
I was locked up in West Virginia around that time. I don't know if I was locked up is the reason why I didn't go to court or what it was, but it wasn't intentional.
Sir, hang on. Let me speak, and there'll be a time for you to speak, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's alleged on or about October 29th of 2010 in Fayette Township that you were driving under a suspended license, that against Ohio Revised Code 451011. That is a first-degree misdemeanor with a maximum penalty in jail of 6 months in jail and a $1,000 fine. You failed to wear a safety belt. That's a statutory $30 fine as a minor misdemeanor, and that you failed to obey a red light, and that's a minor misdemeanor, $150 fine and court costs. At this point, sir, I'm going to ask you to enter a plea of either guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you enter a plea of guilty, you're admitting the facts are true. If you enter a plea of no contest, you're not contesting the facts, but you're not admitting that it's true, but that I could find you guilty if I think that there's enough in the record to do so.
I plead guilty.
Okay, and that's to all 3 charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, how many days have you done in jail?
I've been here since Monday.
Okay, so 5 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to accept your guilty plea, enter a finding of guilty on the suspended license. I will sentence you to actually on these charges, I'm just going to complete your charges by jail time. 5 days in jail, five days you've done. So I'm going to complete.
Thank you.
And I'm going to complete your case, so you'll be released today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I just want you to know that.
You're welcome. You'll be released today.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Lester Holland at the Lawrence County Jail, case number CRB 2440.
All right. This is State of Ohio v. Lester Holland, CRB 2440. It's Mr. Morford's case that we're recalling from the jail once he gets there. We've just completed an arraignment, and we're discussing the matter of bonds.
Judge, I looked in the file, and there'd been a $2,500 bond set. It's the last piece of paper in the file, a consent agreement to stay away. He cannot afford until probably February 3rd when he gets a disability check.
Okay. So he signed the bond, but he hasn't paid the bond, I guess is what's occurred?
I believe so, Judge.
Okay.
We're not opposed to an OR bond as long as we know that he's got a place to go, that he won't be around his brother.
He does have a place to stay, a gentleman by the name of Derek Chaplin, which is a block from the brother victim in this case, Judge, where he has another place in Huntington.
Okay. Mr. Morford, did you get contact information for Mr. Holland?
I did not admit to get his telephone number, if we could ask him for that.
Mr. Holland, can you provide Mr. Morford your cell phone number?
Yes, sir, but it's over there in my house, over in the house where the restaurant at. My phone is in my hearing aid.
Okay.
Well, what about where you're going to your other brothers?
Do you have an address?
I don't know about that, it's in my phone. I don't know about what the number is.
Okay. Well, sir, we're going to give you a $1,500 OR bond today, so you'll be released. But there's going to be a protection order issued. You're not going to be allowed to go around.
I'll get some better with, myself or something like that, can
But you're not going to be allowed to go around or Robert Holland, or to the house. You're going to have to you can talk with Mr. Morford about that, to determine on how you would go about getting some of your items. But presently, the court's order is going to be, there's going to be a protection order issued, and you're not going to be allowed to go there. And if you violate the protection order, we take that very seriously. You understand?
I mean, my landlord does, fix this work one here and there, we split the rent over here.
Mr. Holland, did you understand the judge you are not to go about Lester?
Yes, sir.
In any way, shape, or form, personally, you can't do it on a cell phone, call him or anything. No contact.
Okay, I just might want to get myself all stuff, right?
Well, you're going to have somebody call your brother and see if that person could pick up your belongings. You cannot go there, you cannot contact him personally.
Okay.
You understand that? Like the judge said, they take the violation of no contact order very seriously. That would be another problem for you, and you don't need any more than you've got.
Okay. It'll be a $1,500 bond, not guilty plea as was previously entered. $1,500 OR bond, and we're going to set a pretrial. Mr. Morford, how long would you like before we come back?
A judge, at your convenience.
Okay, let's see. You hear Mr. Morford, Monday the 26th of February?
Yes, Judge, I'm free that day.
Okay, I'm going to set it.
Is that a holiday by any chance?
That is not, the 19th is
Okay.
a holiday.
Your Honor, given the circumstances and Mr. Holland being displaced from his residence at this time, I don't know if maybe it could be better if we set it sooner. I don't know if there's a date that's possible.
How soon would you like to come back, Mr. Hill?
Well, sooner than, if it can't be worked out, it's fine. I was just thinking that sometime sooner than the end of February.
Will it be, you mean for the line?
How about the 5th? Are you available, Mr.? Are you available on the 5th, Mr. Morford?
I thought it was it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll set the pretrial for February 5th, 2024 at 10 a.m. And Mr. Holland, you'll need to be here at that time.
Do you know where the court is, sir? Mr. Holland, do you know where county court is?
Not sure.
Right across, do you know where the flea market is?
Yes, sir.
It's right across the street from the flea market.
Over there, let me do it, all right.
Thank you. And stay away like the judge ordered you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We're finished up with the jail.
I'm going to leave us online here. We just got a county municipal warrant in intake, so I'm contacting the court to see if that's something we could do.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Joseph D. Whaley, case number CRA 2410, CRB 23521 A and B, CRB 23419, CRB 17170, CRB 17133. Josh, in charge.
All right, this is State of Ohio versus Joseph D. Whaley. Mr. Whaley, you were just handed what appears to be a new charge. The charge is that on or about December 23rd, that you have not been relieved from disability as provided in section 292314 of the revised code, did knowingly acquire, have, carry, or use a firearm or dangerous ordinance, and was under indictment for being convicted of a felony offense involving illegal possession of drug use, distribution, or administration of drugs. That is having weapons under disability. That is a felony of the third degree. Felonies of the third degree in Ohio carry a maximum penalty of 3 years in prison and a $7,500 fine. Mr. Whaley, can you wish to be considered for appointed attorney?
Yes.
Okay. Are you presently working?
Just with my pastor at the church, because I do the audio there for Sundays and Bible study on Wednesdays.
What do you get paid?
I'm not sure yet. He was still hiring all the officers for the committee board. I think when he was out with COVID right now, because I know I got another court hearing down in Ironton. I don't know if I missed it, but I was out with COVID all this last.
Do you have an attorney appointed to Ironton?
Mr. Steyer is
Okay.
my original attorney.
Well, I'll find then that you qualify for an attorney. I'm going to appoint Mr. Steyer. Mr. Steyer's still here? Come on here. Okay. Well, then I'll go ahead and appoint Mr. Smith then.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Hill, you used to be heard on the matter of bond.
Your Honor, I'm looking to see, I was just looking to see what Mr. Whaley would have in Ironton. You don't have anything in common police court now, do you?
Mr. Waldo down there, it's misdemeanor, but I do believe I am tardy on that, on the dates, but I didn't want to go down there with COVID.
We're not opposed to an OR bond today, Your Honor.
All right. I will issue a $2,500 OR bond in this matter. Mr. Smith, when would you like to come back?
Judge, any Friday in February. And that March 1 is a bad Friday, but I guess that's March.
Well, we've got, as you're aware, we got to get it in within 10 days unless Mr. Whaley's willing to wait.
We can wait, since he's not in jail, Judge, we'll waive the 10-day rule, that's not a problem.
Okay. I will set this then for February the 5th. That's a preliminary hearing. And pretrial on all of the other cases as well.
We need all the case numbers on there.
Your next is February 5th at 10 o'clock. I'm going to call you on weekday.
And I'll find if the defendant knowingly involuntarily waived the time constraints to set it on that date.
State of Ohio versus Ryan J. Plants, case number TRD 231541 A and B, CRA 19718.
This is State of Ohio versus Ryan Plants. Mr. Smith's case set for preliminary hearing, I believe.
Can I approach on?
You
Looks
may.
like he's still at Bethesda, and here's a good report.
Ryan's doing well, he's still in residential treatment.
good report, Mr. Plants.
Thank you.
Mr. Smith, would you like to?
Judge, if you want to go, 30, you want to go into March, I don't know how soon, but have we about 30 days we're going to review these? Give or take. So, yeah, if it's a good report, Judge. I'm really, at your convenience, I could do, well, not Monday the 4th, that's a jury trial. I could do the 8th of February, or of March. I could do.
Let's do March 8th at defendant's request.
Okay.
Set for a preliminary hearing.
Good work.
Good work, Mr. Plants.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Shelley Renee Kilgore at the Lawrence County Jail. Case number TRC 20. Can't quite read what it says.
19, 25, 29.
29, A, B, and C.
Yes.
Everybody let them know that we're back on, back on.
Well, they should be listening, since they were the ones that said they were going to keep it home. Call them.
Let's say, yeah. We'll need to go ahead and get Mr. Roger Smith in the courtroom as well. He was her attorney back in there, so we'll just keep him on. Ms. Kilgore?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is State of Ohio versus Shelley Renee Kilgore, case number TRC 19-2526, A, B, and C. It is set for an arraignment today on a failure to appear. Ms. Kilgore, it appears that you missed a pretrial on 11/12 of 2019 that you failed to appear. Do you admit or deny that you failed to appear?
Yes, sir. I missed my court hearing. I was incarcerated.
Okay, how long were you incarcerated?
One was 9 days, and then I had to go back for another 3 or 4 days.
Okay, and you didn't find the need to come in after you missed your hearing?
Well, I made a phone call down in Boyd County and asked what I could do where I missed my court. And they said I'd have to, I guess, turn myself in.
Okay. Well, hang tight here for just a second. Mr. Smith, if you'd like to look at the file.
I was rejected.
It's a 2019 case. It looks like it's an OVI that you were appointed to back then. She's not missing a hearing, but I don't know if it's something that may be able to get worked out today or... if you'd like, I could ask to have him recall.
Can you do that, Judge? Keep this.
Sure.
Just keep it.
Ms. Kilgore, we're going to keep you in the chair here, but we're going to recall your case here in a few minutes. Your attorney, Roger Smith, is here. He is going to take a look at the file, and then we're gonna recall your case.
Okay, yes, sir. I've been doing new bank clean for 3 months.
Okay,
3 years.
don't,
Or 3 years.
ma'am, you don't need to say
Don't
anything
talk.
else right now. Let Mr. Smith speak, and then, we'll, if we need you to talk, we'll let you know, okay?
Okay, sir, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
State of Ohio versus David Woodyard Jr., case number CRB 23754, on recall.
The State of Ohio versus David Woodyard Jr., CRB 23754. Okay, I've got a report now in the file from, which was done on 1/19 of 24. Mr. Hill, do you have that report?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll give you an opportunity to look at it here in just a second. Plus, Mr. Morford has another copy.
I'm looking to see if I do, Judge. I don't.
I'd be okay with just getting a thumbs
He's
up or a
compliant.
thumbs down.
Judge, you're going to have to take a look at your copy, I believe.
Okay. You guys would like to approach. Joe, if you want to take a look, it looks like you're on the treatment since June the 2nd. Okay.
If you believe it, but take the one, girl.
Okay. Mr. Walker?
Judge, I think we're going to have a change of plea.
Okay.
We would have a joint recommended sentence.
And would that be the same, essentially the same joint recommended sentence that was made earlier of 30 days suspended, fines and court costs, no contact order, probation with successful completion of treatment, and then I believe Mr. Heald is also in agreement with the defendant's request to remove the monitor.
That's correct, Your Honor. And I think, Mr. Woodyard, I think he stated something to the effect of that he needs to be able to show that he's going to do this and doesn't need to be held with a GPS monitor to get it done. So we're going to hold him to that. Hopefully everything goes okay for him.
Okay. I will accept the joint recommendation. Is that going to be a plea of guilty? Is that going to be a plea of guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll accept the guilty plea, enter guilty finding, it'll be 30 days in jail suspended, $150 fine and court costs. There'll be a no contact order issued, so you won't be allowed to have any contact with David Woodyard Sr. 2 years of level 4 probation. As part of that, you're going to be obligated to successfully complete the treatment program that you're in and provide a certificate of completion to probation. As part of that, and since the state and defendant has jointly recommended the removal of the ankle monitor today, I will agree reluctantly to remove it. Now, Mr. Woodyard, I want to talk directly to you about this because you have not been in treatment for as long as I would really like to remove that ankle monitor, but because you're entering the plea today and because the state and Mr. Morford are both recommending that, I'm going to be agreeable to do that. However, I want you to understand that you are getting a break on that here today. If you leave treatment and you do not complete treatment as requested, then that is not going to be looked kindly upon by this court. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There'll be a review date set for I don't want to go too far out since you haven't been in treatment very long. I'll set that for review on February 20th at 9 a.m.
February 4th?
20th.
20th, thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus James Lewis, case number CRA 23432A and B, CRB 23433 A and B.
This is State of Ohio versus J.D. Lewis. And this is Mr. Morford's case. It's set for a preliminary hearing and pretrial. Was just handed an update report from the Federal Services. Ms. Lewis is compliant.
She is, Your Honor. Jay's made a lot of progress. She's doing very well.
It's an excellent report.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Morford?
Judge, I've received an offer from the state to resolve this matter. Phil, we didn't talk about what you want on the failure to comply.
Your Honor, our goal with Ms. Lewis being successful in treatment and completing the program is to be able to dismiss the felony charge, get that off of her record altogether, and she's making great progress, and we're very happy with that. And we would also dismiss, when the time is right, the drug paraphernalia case, but and she's got more than one possession case. We want to be able to dismiss all of those, but we also will not be able to dismiss the failure to comply with the police officer's order. And if she were to plead guilty to that, we would recommend a suspended jail sentence with an order for her to complete her treatment. So if she wants to do that today, we'd be willing to offer that.
Yeah.
And that would be as a misdemeanor failure to comply?
It is, and it's charged that way.
Okay.
Your Honor, with that, we'd enter a no contest with a requisite stipulation finding the facts for guilty.
Okay, is that correct, Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Okay, I'll accept your no contest plea with stipulation of the guilty finding. I'll find you guilty. Mr. Hill, is there a motion to nolly and on which cases?
Well, we are not ready to do that with the other cases. I'm sorry if it was misunderstood.
Okay.
Unless it's determined that she's finished her treatment.
It does not appear that she's finished her treatment.
We just thought it was best to get that one thing out of the way. And then the rest of the charges, when she finishes her treatment, then we will dismiss those charges.
Okay. Does that change anything for you, Mr. Morford?
It does not, Your Honor.
Okay. What I would like to do is, we've already got a plea entered at that point. I'd like to just continue on, continue sentencing in this matter, and then we can wrap it all up at the same time, whenever the other charges, once the treatment is completed.
I think that's the most prudent way to proceed, Your Honor.
Okay. How far out do you want to go in this?
I'll defer to Mr. Hill. Jim, do you have an idea when she might finish treatment?
I finish in April.
April.
Why don't we do this then? Let's come back on March the 8th. For preliminary and pretrial at 10 a.m. then at that point, we'll likely have a good idea as to when your expected graduation date is for treatment, and that way we can set it so you graduated and wrap your case up.
Okay, thank you so much.
You've done a great job in treatment. Keep it up. You're almost there.
I know, I know.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Shelley Renee Kilgore at the Lawrence County Jail. It's under CRC 192529 AB and C.
Whatever you want to do. You can just.
Okay, Mr. Kilgore, can you hear us again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Smith.
Thank you. Excuse me, I've had a chance to look through the file, spoke to Mr. Heald. And Ms. Kilgore, if I looked at the file right, you were supposed to have been here, about 4 years ago, back in October of 2019?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you were not able to make court then?
No, sir. I was incarcerated
Okay.
at the time, and then a lot has went on since then.
Okay.
A lot.
Do you still live here locally?
Yes, sir. I own my childhood home.
Where is that?
It's right across the bridge, Baldwin Kingdom Park.
Okay. Judge, I would ask this matter be put on a sooner docket rather than later with some type of OR bond. She does live local. She says she was incarcerated. And I understand that's not an excuse for once you're out of incarceration coming and following up quicker, but I think Mr. Hill and I will be able to resolve it if we get it back on the active docket.
Mr. Hill. Hang on, ma'am, we'll let you know in just a second.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
We're not opposed to no OR bond.
Okay. Ms. Kilgore, I'm gonna set you an OR bond of $1,500. If you don't appear at court on this, when I tell you to come back, we're gonna do a bond forfeiture, and if you get picked up again, you're gonna have to pay the court $1,500 before you can do a new bond. You understand?
So, what you're saying right now is I don't have to pay $1,500 now?
That's correct, but if you do not appear and you're picked up again, there will be a new bond set. I promise you it will not be an OR bond, and then you'll have to pay the OR bond before that you can even post that bond. So you'll likely not be able to get out. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I promise you I will be here. I'll be here every day. You said I will be here with the bells on.
Okay. I'm going to set this sooner rather than later.
Yes, sir. I'm here next Friday if you want to do it that soon, or we can go out.
Let's throw it on next Friday on February 2nd.
Okay. Yes, sir, I will be there. Is it one in Cerrito or?
No, it's the one in Chesapeake across from the flea market.
Okay, I know where that's at.
Yeah, you're close if you're across the bridge in Huntington. It's by the Chesapeake Flea Market across the street.
Yeah, I know.
You've been here before. I remember you. That same place.
Yes, sir, I'm a good girl, and I've been on the right track.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that, but you understand it's a week from today, February 2nd, 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Not going to forget that, okay?
Okay.
No, I will be there.
And Mr. Smith, do you have updated contact information for Ms. Kilgore?
I've got her old file. I don't. Could I have a cell phone number to contact you when you get out of jail?
Yes, I have something. Are you ready for it now?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, it's 1-502-795-8040.
8040. 502-795-8040.
Yes, sir.
I'll call you, it'll be Monday, but I'll give you a call.
Okay,
All right,
thank you so much.
sure. Mhm.
Y'all have a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We're now finished at the jail, and so if you don't have anything else, you guys are good to go.
State of Ohio versus Travis L. Salyers. Case number CRA 22791, CRA 22418, CRB 22420.
So the State of Ohio versus Travis Salyers. With Mr. Manford's case, it's set for a preliminary hearing today.
Your Honor, he is in services with our outpatient office in Huntington. He is compliant over there. He's attending his appointments each Monday.
Okay. Mr. Morford?
Judge, we'd like to continue on the course we're on. He's not finished with you,
No,
is
he's
it?
attending outpatient, so that really just goes as long as it needs to.
What is it, driving? Bill, how much is the restitution you mentioned?
On the F charge? What do we have restitution on?
That's what you asked me about earlier, to ask Mr. Salyers. I don't think there's any restitution due on this. This is a drug charge.
Well, there's a theft, implicitly the theft charge, but there's no restitution.
Okay. Come back in a month, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's come back on March 1st.
Outpatient, so he just goes once a week. for-
March
First.
At the defendant's request, this matter will be continued to March 1st, 2024 at 10 a.m. for preliminary hearing.
We will wait time, Judge.
I'll note that the time is waived.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Cody Mead. Thank you. Case number TRC 23152 A, B, and C, TRC 221690 A and B.
This is State of Ohio versus Cody B. Recall PRC 23152 A, B, and C, PRC 221690, and TRD 222101. When we originally called the case, there was a positive screen for THC and alcohol. Here that we had him Mr. Mead assessed for treatment by OBP, and I've got a note that they had spoken with Cardinal, and they're going to have a representative of Cardinal here today speak on the assessment.
We're going to put him in our detox facility in Piketon and go from there.
Okay. Mr. Mead, is that something you're agreeable to?
How long would it be?
As long as they feel it's necessary, because here's the problem that I have. This isn't just THC, you've tested for alcohol, which is typically within 24 hours.
I believe fentanyl too, Your Honor.
Yes.
It was blocked, and a fentanyl. So, number one, even if you wanted to do something on your case today, I don't believe that I could, because I can't trust that you're of sound mind to do so. So, essentially, you've got a couple of options at this point. You can either agree to go into treatment, and I'm probably going to request an ankle monitor to be put on you to keep you there. People die of fentanyl all the time. And if you don't agree to that, then we'll set it for next Friday, and you can, for a pretrial on it, and you'll be in jail for the week, and then we'll reconvene on Friday. Those are your options. Okay, so you're with,
Will they take him with an ankle monitor someplace he won't?
is that something that you guys do? Do you have an issue with taking him with a GPS ankle monitor on him?
No, we shouldn't have an issue with it.
Okay. All right, well,
You talking about piping, like 45 minutes?
all right. I am going to order Mr. Mead into treatment with Cardinal. That's a detox program. I'm going to order an ankle monitor be placed on Mr. Mead to ensure that he stays there. Now, Mr. Mead, I want to make sure you understand this. This is real important. If you tamper with or you cut the ankle monitor off, you are going to go to the common police court as a felony. And I have not seen in the last probably 5 years one person that hadn't cut their ankle monitor off that did anything less than about 3 years in prison. So if you cut the ankle monitor off, you're going to end up in prison. I want to make sure you understand that if you tamper with it in any way. Okay.
Or if I may, depending on availability of our ankle monitor, maybe you can also available.
And if that's what has to happen, then that's what has to happen.
Yes, sir.
Once that's accomplished, guys will be able to pick him up at the jail. And I'll order and release the Cardinal upon an ankle monitor going on. I don't want to go too far out with this, given that it was a fentanyl string. So let's set this for February the 8th, or excuse me, I was on March. Let's set this for February the 9th. Let's do next Friday just to make sure that we got an ankle monitor on him.
I don't think it'll be a problem, Your Honor. I just want to
Sure.
put that on record.
So we'll do February 2nd at 10 a.m. And if he's in your care at that point, you guys can call in and he can appear via Zoom for that hearing. Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Travis L. Salyers, case number CRA 22791, CRA 22418, CRB 22420.
Okay.
We just did that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's already been taken care of. Pre-trial scheduled for 3/1 of 2024 for preliminary.
Butch, I've got a time waiver on that.
State of Ohio versus Garrett Johnson, case number TRC 23386 A and B.
This is State of Ohio versus Garrett Johnson, case number TRC 23386 A and B. This is Mr. Donnell's case. It's set for, I believe, as a sentencing.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Donnell, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Jason Donnell, 0082996, counsel for Garrett Johnson. Yeah, thank you, Your Honor. This case has been pending since April 8th of last year. We did plead to an OBI low test, believe that the remaining balance of the charges were going to be dismissed. At that time, Judge Capper wanted to see Garrett engaged in counseling. He has been engaged in counseling at Huntington Behavioral since May of last year. He has been engaged consistently, as I recall, about every other week. We have provided reports to the prosecutor and the court throughout. We did include one from last month where he has continued to engage there. I'm going to be frank with the court. I think all we were really waiting on was for him to complete his community service hours. I think that he did complete those with you, though I will refer to the court on that one. In addition to that, he has been volunteering at a nonprofit, and I did submit a letter to the prosecutor on December 15th, where he did about 13 hours there as well, helping out with, I think it was like portable homes for those in need. So we're just honestly looking to get it sentencing, and I would ask that any time driver's license suspended to be backdated to the time of the offense, 6 months. And he is a West Virginia driver, he's a martial student, so no criminal history. So I think that once we get the community service done, I think that's kind of what we're waiting for here.
I do have a report in the file which shows that as of January 24th, 2024, he had completed 60 hours of community service. I did receive, or at least is in the file, from Affordable Housing Solutions, where Mr. Johnson had done some community service with them, as you've indicated. I do not see another report here from the treatment provider, but Mr. Hill, you may have one, or you may be able to speak to that.
Well, I don't, the last one I have is, I got one from September. I don't have one recently. I do have some from the past. You know, we do want to wrap this up as quickly as possible. This was originally charged as a first offense high score, and the high score was such that we felt that Mr. Johnson would benefit from treatment, and we agreed that when he was successful in treatment that we would recommend treatment as a low score. If we had the current report from Huntington Behavioral, we may be able to wrap things up today.
Mr. Donnell, do you by chance have a report from them?
I do know, I have one when dated December 15th. I think that because it's been, 7 months now, I did not reach out this last time for an updated report, but I can provide one. Maybe I can share a screen from December 15th, if that would suffice.
Mr. Hill, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that would be great. I'd like to see that.
Okay. Mr. Hill,
Sure.
okay with that.
I think that may have been previously forwarded, but let me see if I can share it.
Would you have emailed that to me, Mr. Donnell?
Yes.
All right, let me look.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, actually. Oh, here. Let's see here. Well, no, here it is. December 15th, 2023. So, that would have been last year. Bill, what's your email? I can try to email. Can I email to you right now? Your Honor, do you want me to try to share the screen maybe? Maybe outside of my technological capabilities here, but I can certainly try it.
It's a little outside of mine as well, but let me see if you want to try to share the screen and see if that works.
I might be able to. Give me 1 second, Your Honor.
No problem.
Just trying to sign into Zoom, not drop. Your Honor, the report out an email, maybe easier to just email to you right now. I can do that.
PK Fulks, Fulks, at Lawrence County. Sorry, say that again.
Lawrence County Community.com.
Is it that lawcommuni.com? Okay, got it. So it's at LAWCOMMUNI.com.
Your Honor, that was EKFULKS at LAWCOMMUNI.com.
It's court at the end of that? Okay, sorry. it begins with D as in duck,
Oh, okay.
and then there's, you had the rest of it correct, but it's court.com at the end. So it looks like it's lawcomunicourt.com.
Community Court.
Yes, I left that off, I apologize.
Oh, no, I apologize to you if I should have it all right. I'm going to Johnson. I'm going to attach that and send that literally right now, Your Honor.
They're going to check it and bring us copies.
Just send that, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. It'll probably take just a couple minutes or so.
Sure.
We'll check the email. And while we do that, I'm gonna have this case recalled just a couple of minutes. We'll proceed to another case, and I'll call you right back as soon as they're back in with it. Thank you, Mr. Fennell.
Thank you very much.
State of Ohio versus Ronald Ferguson, case number TRC 23923A, B, and C.
This is State of Ohio versus Ronald Ferguson, and this is Mr. Morford's case. It was set for a sentencing.
Judge, I have a report from him from OVP and drug screen from December 19th of last year.
He's an outpatient.
Good report. It's
He
an
is-
older report, so I'm sure you can speak to kind of how things are doing now.
Yes, he is compliant, Your Honor, and he is just an outpatient, so that will continue as long as, you know, they feel that he needs it or until you guys are satisfied.
Mr. Morford, Mr. Hewitt?
I'd like to get rid of it, Judge. I'm sure he would too, but I understand he has more work to do.
Mr. Hewitt?
It appears he's made great progress, which is commendable.
Yes, sir.
And I hope he feels like he's benefited.
I'll do it, regardless of what the outcome is today, I'm still going to continue to go and see my therapist.
And so I think that, I know Mr. Judge Capper will be pleased with the report today. Probably we need to come back one more time and just see him through to make sure that we don't have any problems.
No problem.
All right. Let's set this for March 1st, 2024, for sentencing at 10 a.m. And with any good fortune, sir, at that point, with a good report, we may be able to get it wrapped up at that time.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
State of Ohio recalls Garrett Johnson.
This is Mr. Vanell's case. I got the report, so I'm going to look at it real quick, and then we'll take that up.
Sure.
Bye, Rich.
Okay. It's a good report. Mr. Hill, if you would like to have the opportunity to review that.
I'll take the court's word for it.
Okay, fair enough. So the party's ready to proceed with the sentencing at this time.
Your Honor, our agreement previously was that we would recommend the court to treat this as a first offense low score, provided that Mr. Johnson did what he promised to do, and that is to do well in counseling. So apparently he's done that, and we're satisfied with his progress. And so we would recommend treatment as a low score. I think Mr. Donnell mentioned the suspension of his license being backdated to the day of the offense, which would be appropriate given the fact that he tested over the legal limit at that time. So that was way back on April the 8th, so his suspension would be over. All he'd have to do now is reinstate.
Okay. And you've moved to dismiss the B charge. Probably the cleanest way to do this would be if you would move to dismiss the A1H.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that'll be granted. We'll also dismiss the 4511-19A1H. That only leaves the 4511-19A1A. Mr. Donnell, I believe you already entered a plea to that. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So, in lieu of, Mr. Johnson, I'll kind of talk directly to you a little bit here. It's pretty commendable, all of the community service hours that you did and the like, even though it was a high test. So based upon those things, I am going to accept the recommended sentence, negotiated and recommended sentence by the parties. I'm going to sentence you to 20 days in jail. I'll suspend them. And did I see, I'll make sure, has anybody done a DIP program?
We wanted to also recommend that the treatment that he's done would stand in lieu of the DIP school.
I will allow that. It does appear that you have done significant treatment and that you've done very well in treatment. So I'll suspend all 20 days. Let the treatment stand in lieu of the DIP school. I'll give you the minimum fine of $375. Court costs. There'll be a year of level 5 probation. And I will impose the mandatory driver's license suspension, make sure that the second 6 months is suspended. So it'll be a 6-month license suspension dating back to April the 8th. When the positive test occurred of 2023, and that would allow you to reinstate at this time.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I wasn't out during the earlier portion. Was he
Sure.
given credit for 60 hours of community service performed prior to sentencing?
Yes, but I do want to note that in the record as part of the sentencing, that he is given the credit specifically. We discussed it, but that he is receiving credit for the 60 hours of community service that he's completed. And there won't be any further, given that he's done 60 hours, there won't be any further community service requirement at this time.
Okay, is there a review, or is he on probation, or is it just a final?
It's a 1-year level 5 probation.
Okay, so review hearing on July 26th?
Correct. Be a review hearing July 26th at 9 a.m. Mr. Johnson, if you have everything completed by that time, your fines paid, and the court costs paid, then you won't need to appear for that hearing.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you. You'll need to speak with probation before you leave.
All right, is it the same place as community service?
Yes, right there. As soon as you go out of the courtroom, make a left, and it's right there on the left. Mr. Cooper can direct you if you need any additional help.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Donnell. Thanks for appearing.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone have a great day.
You too.
State of Ohio versus Gidget M. Timberman, case number CRB 23755, Gidget Timberman.
This is State of Ohio versus Gidget Timberman, CRB 23755. This is Mr. Smith's case, and I believe it's set as a sentencing.
It is, Judge. This is a case where it is a Walmart theft case, and Judge Capper, as he usually does in those cases, wanted her drug screened. She tested positive for buprenorphine, I understand, or was made to understand that She had a prescription, so we laid it out so she could confirm that she did have a script for either Sublocade or Suboxone. It was set last week, the weather set in, she couldn't get here from wherever she was coming from. We set it out to today. If it weren't issues, Judge, I'd ask it to be held 7 days, and I'll try to find out what in the world's happened this time.
Okay.
It should resolve it. It's, at the end of the day, it's a Walmart theft, and
I will find that it's now 1:10. Ms. Timberman's been called for. She has not appeared, and so there'll be a bench warrant issued, held 7 days.
I'll text my office and try to get hold of her right now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Oh, I do have that job like that. I said, yeah, I do have it. All of them corrected.
It's habit, you know, some habits are hard to break.
I'll get you.
State of Ohio versus Kara Hearn, case number CRB 2381.
The State of Ohio versus Kara Hearn, case number CRB 2381. It's been handed a report from Bethesda Services, and it looks like Ms. Hearn is compliant. Negative drug screens as of 1/20/24. All right, Ms. Hearn, that's a really good report.
Thank you.
Mr. Brown, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, Kara's done very well.
Okay, great. Well, Ms. Hearn, you keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an excellent job. You're compliant. You're negative screens. That's what we want to see. And doing a great job. We'll come back. March the 1st. At 10 a.m. for sentencing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Haley M. Blake, case number CRB 23760.
Okay, so State of Ohio versus Haley M. Blake, 23760. It's a sentencing. You may.
Yes, paperwork and everything like that, that one, Mom, is her, report from the lab from her last urine drug screen that OVP had given her. And it does show that she was negative for fentanyl. However, it's still positive for norfentanyl, but her levels have continued to go down. So I also screened her today, and she was negative for fentanyl. So she is improving in that area, and she has attended all of her appointments, so she's on the right track.
Okay. Ms. Blake, that is good news. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll come back. And last time we kind of went out about a month as well. We'll do March 1st for sentencing. 10 a.m. again.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Keep doing exactly what you're doing. You're making progress, and progress is what we want to see.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Chad A. Sheets, case number CRB 18729.
is State of Ohio versus Chad Sheets. It's also 7/17 here today, or it's on review, it looks like. On review.
It's set for 6.
It's for my community service.
Okay.
I ain't got none of it done yet because I just got my car fixed. I'm gonna try to come tomorrow. I think I got like 30 hours in it.
You've got 30 hours to do,
Of picking up trash.
and it looks like you have paid off all of your fines and court costs other than $50.
No, I paid
Oh,
that.
excuse me, that's not correct.
I was
That's
just-
paid off.
Yeah, yeah. All I got to do is my community service.
Okay. We'll come back on March 1st as well for a sentencing hearing, 10 a.m. And during that time, that should allow you enough time to either complete it or get a substation out of finished.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Hunter Tooley, case number CRB 23147. Hunter Tooley.
All right, Mr. Tooley, you were here earlier today. On this case, there was a failure to appear with bench warrant issued. Mr. Tooley has appeared now, so I would assume that bench warrant probably hasn't gone out, but if it has, we will call it.
Do we need Mr. Warford on this case? The computer indicates he was appointed this as attorney.
Yeah, if Mr. Morford is here. Need Mr. Morford in the courtroom if he's here.
Mr. Morford.
Okay. Well, Mr. Morford's not here now. Let me take a look.
Mr. Morford is no longer here, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Tooley, are you still treating at Pathways?
Yes, with this, sorry.
Okay.
Bring this up.
I was just going to ask, last report I have is December 6th in the file. Good work on completing your anger management program. Okay, good report. We'll come back on your case, March 15th. For pretrial at 10 a.m. I really don't want more for to know that he appeared on that's what it is.
We're good to go?
Yeah, March 3rd, or excuse me, March 15th at 10 a.m. Thank you.
State of Ohio recalls Kimberly Jones, case number TRD 213291, TRD 211146 A and D, TRD 211057, TRC 21206, TRC 202686.
Okay. Ms. Jones, I have sit and thought about what to do with you
Please don't put me in
for the
Please.
entirety of the time since I've had you back there. You have 6 cases going back the last 3 years. And
I know more than pay on mine.
And let me talk.
Okay.
I'll give you an opportunity to speak as well. But as I'm going through this, and I'm looking at these things, you know, on the first case, $160 fine. $160 fine still owed.
Nobody paid that.
Second case, $360 worth of fines going all the way back to the beginning. $360 still owed. On this one, $385 was the initial fine on it. You've paid $25 on it, and that's a 21 case. This one, $660 owed, $660 still owed. On this one, there was $1,160 owed. You have paid $415 on it. And you've done a little bit of community service. And that's what it looks like that is, you did your community service.
The only thing I think is paying more money on fines. And then say you divide it up for each charge, so much for each charge.
Well, ma'am, I'm having a hard time here seeing how you're really making an effort here.
I really am, honest to God, I am.
Because
That's my property.
ma'am, hang on, you'll have an opportunity to speak. I'm having a difficult time seeing that you're making a serious effort to complete your cases. If you don't have the money to pay them, you can do community service. You've done community service in the past to work on your fines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you one more chance at this, but I'm going to need to see some significant progress. Not, you know, you've come in and you pay $10 or $20, and I sympathize because you don't always have the money to pay. I sympathize with that, but you've done community service, you've worked some of it off on community service in the past, and there's no reason that you can't continue to do that, knock these things out. You got yourself in this hole, I understand, but you're the only one that's going to be able to get yourself out of it. So I'm not going to send you to jail today, but we're going to be back. I'm going to put you on for the 8th of March. And at that time, I'm going to need to see significant community service done or significant payments be made. If you don't have the money, that's fine. You can come work it off on community service. But I've got to see something. Okay? You understand?
I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
I'm just trying to stay out of jail.
Well, if you want to stay out of jail, show up and start working your community service to get rid of those fines. Okay?
I appreciate it.
No problem.
I was having bad luck with my payments. Right?
You can work on your payments, or you, like I said, you can come to work it off. Or do both if you can. You're welcome. March 8th at 9 a.m. Court's adjourned.
You just sign that real quick, you documented that for the record. For the record. Thank you. Angela Pruitt just dropped this off over the Stephen Fletcher case, but it was sealed, and she said there's a letter and something else in there. I want you to open it before I download everything. It's got pictures and videos.
So she got some instruction on how to get all the videos?
Well, yeah, and she said kept saying it was too big, so she went to Walmart Yeah, she said, I can send them to you one at a time, and I said, yeah, I do that. What is that?